Write about the history of the first President of the United States was George Washington. George Washington was the first President of the United States, serving from 1789 to 1797. He was an American statesman, soldier, and political leader who led the Continental Army to victory in the Revolutionary War. Washington was unanimously elected as the first President of the United States by the Electoral College in 1789, and he was re-elected in 1792. Washington was born in 1732 in Virginia to a wealthy and influential family. He received an education in the classics, and he was a surveyor in the British Royal Navy before the American Revolution. Washington became a leader of the Patriot cause during the Revolutionary War and was appointed Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army in 1775. During his 2 terms as president, Washington was instrumental in establishing the framework of the federal government, including the executive branch, the judiciary, and the United States Congress. He also established the precedent of a 2-term limit for the presidency. Washington died in 1799 at Mount Vernon, his Virginia estate. He is remembered as one of the founding fathers of the United States, and he is one of the few presidents to have a monument dedicated to him in Washington, D.C. During his 2 terms as president, Washington established the framework of the federal government, including the executive branch, the judiciary, and the United States Congress. Washington also established the precedent of a peaceful transition of power, setting a standard for all future presidents and ensuring the stability of the United States government. Washington also championed the ratification of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, laying the foundation for the freedoms enjoyed by citizens of the United States today. He also signed several important pieces of legislation, including the Judiciary Act of 1789, which established the federal court system, and the Tariff Act of 1789, which was the first federal tax. Washington also worked to strengthen foreign ties, signing the Jay Treaty with Great Britain in 1795. This treaty was one of the first major diplomatic successes of the United States and served to end the American Revolutionary War. Finally, Washington promoted the expansion of the United States, signing the Northwest Ordinance in 1787, which established the process by which new states could be admitted to the Union. He also led the effort to purchase the Louisiana Territory from France in 1803. This acquisition doubled the size of the United States and was a major milestone in the nation's growth and development. Add more. Washington was one of the first presidents to actively pursue foreign policy, seeking to establish good relations with both European and Native American nations. He established a number of important treaties with Native American tribes, including the Treaty of Greenville in 1795, which established a boundary between the United States and Native American lands and provided for a peaceful resolution of disputes. He also sent diplomatic envoys to European nations, including France and Great Britain, in order to strengthen diplomatic and economic ties. Washington was a strong advocate for the development of infrastructure, promoting the construction of roads and canals to improve communication and transportation. He was instrumental in the construction of the Potomac Canal, which connected Washington, D.C. with the Chesapeake Bay, and the National Road, the first federally funded interstate highway. Washington was also a major proponent of a strong federal government, advocating for the establishment of a national bank and a uniform system of taxation. He was also a vocal supporter of the rights of states, believing that the federal government should not infringe upon their power. Add more. Washington was a strong believer in the importance of a strong and capable military and was a major supporter of the United States Army and Navy. He established the first national armories and arsenals to ensure the military's readiness in times of war, and also established the United States Military Academy at West Point. He also served as Commander-in-Chief of the United States Armed Forces during the Whiskey Rebellion in 1794 and the Quasi-War with France in 1790.